Yo, what's up everybody? Monkey Mike back here from Monkey Wrench, and thanks for joining me. I appreciate y'all. So in today's video, I want to tell you guys a little bit about what I did today that I probably shouldn't have done today because I am supposed to still be sick, but hey, you know, show must go on. We got the adapter plate mounted. I did tap that bottom hole. I used an M14 by 2.0 bottom in, or is it bottom tap? Yeah, I think it's called bottom tap, and that's the type. There we go. That's the type of tap that it is there. Basically, you can go all the way through the hole and it threads the entire thing. And that threaded into an M10 by, there we go. No, that's actually wrong. There we go. No, still wrong. So our assorted hardware here. This is an M10 by 150. That is what goes on the transmission side. And then the M12 by 125 is what goes on the adapter, or on the engine side. As you can see here, I actually added 2 1/4-inch plates. And now we are spaced out 1/2 inch. We did have no binding issue here. So for anybody who's thinking about doing the steering lift on, or the subframe lift on a Forester, you're actually able to get 1/2 inch plate in there without having any issues with your steering rack. The only issue that we do still have is that we are hitting right there, which will have to be recessed on the adapter plate side. There's no more metal or no more material that can be taken out because that will start invading with how the steering rack mounts in there. And then we have a similar issue here, but this is more based on the actual subframe itself, and we're able to clear that out no issue. So once I do that, that'll definitely make it to where it at least has a little bit of wiggle room and we don't have to worry about the adapter sitting on there and possibly being out of line. To me right now, if you look at it, the transmission looks like it's kind of sitting over to the side a little bit, and I do believe that's because it's sitting on that side there. And being the fact that there's no way to take that metal out without, or take the material out without taking it from the adapter plate itself. One thing I do want to show you guys though is look how low that thing sits now. The angle no longer sticks up. I would guess that it probably sits somewhere up in here now. Definitely not enough to close the hood. We're still gonna have to do something about the hood. But when you look about where the adapter plate would sit, and the top of it being here, and we only got what, that much. So, you know, that would put it somewhere about right in here. And that would put our intake somewhere up in here. So basically the intake would now probably sit where the valve cover top sat before, and it may give us, like if we were to use the Holley intake, I think it would give us a lot cooler profile. The issue though is the transmission did come forward because I was able to use this back notch from the stock placement. Before we were down here, you can see where I took the Dremel and I went down with it. So that brought the transmission up, but it also went back. And so now we're forward, which means that we may have some issues with that oil filter sitting somewhere up in this area. And I'm not really sure what exactly I'll end up doing about that. I don't know, guys. I really don't. That's actually some stuff that I'm still trying to figure out in my head. And then I'm also trying to figure out the whole power steering debacle. But at the moment, I'm just worried about getting the thing running. I'm going to have to keep this video short, though, because I am starting to feel like really out of breath and whatnot. I think I've tried to film this like 4 or 5 times now, and it's just been crappy each and every time. Currently, I am using the flex plate as a spacer there. It seems to be working just fine for the moment, but we do have this crank that we're going to be using to mock up the actual spacer that I will use there for the permanent deal. I have the clutch fully extended at the moment, so I could see where that is. I'm going to mark it on the input shaft here, and then we'll figure out exactly where the clutch and flywheel and all that stuff is hitting on the input shaft and on the throwout bearing, and whether or not that. My hope is that it's on there more than enough, at least for the clutch itself. As long as the clutch splines are on there, that's all that really matters. It would be nice if this actually was into the flywheel at least a little bit. It was into the pilot bearing, which is right inside there. So basically it needs to go in that much. Now, in order for that to go in all the way, that would be right there. Yeah, so likelihood is I'm going to have to space that out a bit more. Now, when you do match it up to the starter, it's only got about another 1/4 of an inch before the flywheel itself would start riding on the Bendex. That's not really a whole lot of room. So realistically, I know that that is very, very close to making it the full weight in that it would have been in the stock location. So I'm not really too concerned about the whole adapter part and whether or not the flywheel and everything's... I'm just worried about whether or not this is going to be able to engage. And whether or not this, you know... Ooh, that sounds terrible. But whether or not that one's going to engage. I know I sound very unintelligent right now about this. I'm still not I'm just exhausted, guys. I'm really tired. I need to take a break. But I don't want to not give you anything for these videos. Or I don't want to just disappear out of nowhere and be like, sorry guys, you know, we did it almost through the dailies. I'm trying to power through. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you guys the Miata stuff because I did put the new wheel on and it looks really good. I'm really, really happy with it. It doesn't have the play like it did, but let's save that for tomorrow. So as far as this goes, current things I need to do is machine a little bit off of that there so that it can move over, because I can just tell that the transmission is kind of pushed this way. And then I'll probably take a little bit of the metal off of the subframe side right here. That way it just has a little bit of wiggle room. We do have the motor mounts. I did promise you guys that I would show you the motor mounts today. So let's, ooh, clunk. So let's do that real quick. Let me set the tripod up. All right. Do my best to stay in frame. Hope you guys like my little get up here. I haven't opened these yet, but I do know what it is. Wow. Definitely seeing things shipped in better shape. Holy crap, man. The box is destroyed. Okay. So what these are, well, this isn't even what it looked like in the picture, but that'll actually do. Yeah, it didn't look like that in the picture. These were actually triangles. Interesting. I guess the welds don't look terrible. That's a little frustrating. That's not actually what I had ordered. Hopefully we can make that work. But now there's exactly the same. See, I don't understand this. Why would you coat this if I'm supposed to weld it? Because these go on here, and then you weld it to where it needs to go to. That's... Yeah, the pictures I'd saw, which, no, it's not hard to strip it off, but... Man, that's a little frustrating. And you can see it comes with some hardware. That bolts through. Man, that's, all right then. Well, I thought these were triangles. So my idea was to basically make these go up here, which, I don't know, we may be able to just make that one work. Yeah, obviously we can't like that, but, well, yeah, I could just put a plate right there and then put that onto the plate somehow. I don't know. I'm a little frustrated right now. This was not what I ordered. What I ordered had a little triangle deal. Yeah, there was a triangle versus this rectangle thing. I'm a little flustered at the moment. Not gonna lie, that's the first time I've opened something. It wasn't what I was expecting, and I'm legit frustrated and sitting here trying to think about how I'm going to salvage that. Those are way bigger than I thought they were going to be. I'm going to have to come up with some ideas. I've already got a couple rolling in my head, but I'm going to have to figure out a way how to fix that. Crap, man. Today's been kind of rough, you guys. Started out real good, nice and confident, good and strong, was happy about stuff. And then, well, actually, that's kind of gone away. All right, then, that's cool. It cleared up. hopefully it's not just hiding and sitting somewhere and waiting to get me, because it is almost 11 o'clock at night. Probably going to be going to sleep here soon, or at least trying anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's today's video. It was not near as eventful as what I was hoping for. Definitely did a really bad job talking today. Usually I'm really good at just rattling stuff off. I'm just going to go with probably exhausted and not thinking straight. I don't know, guys. Hopefully this is enough to give you a bit of an update on what we're doing with Fozda. I actually did crack that, but I totally forgot to tell you guys about it. I was going to actually kind of screw with you and make it slightly clickbaity. I broke the transmission. But I promise I'll try not to be clickbaity, because that's dumb. So yeah, starter's in, it's mounted real well, works good, in with a thread insert. Need to remove some metal down there. Once we do that, we can check and make sure that the flywheel's going on enough. Starter's going to hit and everything's going to engage properly, and then the clutch is going to work. Once we do that, we can just throw the wires on, you know, because I got full wire harness for it, so we can just plug everything in real quick and turn it over and see what happens. I figure probably about a week or two, probably maybe a week or two out, as long as we don't have to space it. If I have to make any more on that there, I don't know about that part. I'm probably going to build like an engine cradle deal, probably just come off of the existing motor mounts and go into these here. So my idea was basically just to put a bolt down there, bolt through there, make something that would kind of hug on there and hug on there, just go across, and then take those things, weld it down onto them, and then we can just run the bolt there, and we should be able to get it up front on that side, and then do the same thing. Now the exhaust is in the way on this one, so we may go to the rear. We'll probably support it back here on this side. Those are going to be the easiest ways that I can think of to make it happen. And that should be universal for pretty much every J series. At least every one that I'm going to run. Alright guys, that's it. I'm not going to stretch it out anymore. I don't know what else to talk about today. I'm going to go take myself in, edit this, and go to sleep. I hope y'all take care, be cool, stay warm. It's freaking cold. Tomorrow, we're going to go try and move an RV out at my property with the Cummins that got stuck in the snow. I'm pretty confident it's not going to move it. My brother thinks it is definitely going to move, so we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.